without further ado, Kristen Keith. I'm going to do something unconventional. We're going to have a choose your own adventure moment, okay? I have 2 presentations that are ready to go, okay? First presentation is about Rethreaded, it's about human trafficking. You get to learn what human trafficking is and how to combat it, and how it's happening here and what Rethreaded does. And the other one is taking what we know at Rethreaded, what works in healing, and we talk some about human trafficking, but we talk about your purpose and how do you live your purpose out in the world. So there's 2 kind of totally different. So I'm just going to do a raise a hand, and then we're going to choose that adventure together, all right? So if you want Rethreaded human trafficking, raise your hand. Raise them high so we can count. Okay, and then what about purpose? Okay, we're going to go purpose. All right. Well done. You chose well.
Human trafficking. Human trafficking stole my purpose in a lot of different ways. But it stole my children's youth. It stole my time.
It stole my freedom to walk freely, to speak freely, to move freely. It stole my ability to love.
At one point, I thought my future was dead, and it stole so much from me.
It robbed me of everything. My will, my hope, my family, my confidence. It took everything from me.
When I was in that life, it was just very cloudy. And not just like the days, even like my thought process. It was like living in this world where you don't really know who you are.
Human trafficking stole my purpose piece by piece. Just gradually losing touch with who I was as an individual, my values, my beliefs, my passions, my dreams. Realizing nobody was going to save me but me, and the life that I was living wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't doing anything for myself.
There had to be something more, that there had to be something different, that this wasn't the only way, and that I could get out of this.
I think I decided to take control of my life. The person that I started to feel like I am, and just wanting to get to know her again and getting to meet her, falling in love with her. I love working by hand and creating, and yeah, it's just great.
My purpose is to instill hope to those who feel hopeless. I want to let the women know that there's a beautiful life to be lived, and it's never too late.
This is the purpose for my pain, and this is how I'm going to help lead other women, other survivors, just like me, out of trauma.
There's no more darkness. There is only light. I feel so empowered. I feel so beautiful. I have probably never felt so loved and so happy.
If I could tell the world one thing about living on purpose, I would tell them to do it. My life is full in a good way. It's a much greater happiness when everything you do is on purpose.
So I've been doing this work for 25 years now. And the hardest part that I see about human trafficking is that it makes you forget who you are. That through the trauma, through the community you're in, over time, you forget who you are. And every single one of the women that have ended up at Rethreaded has severe complex trauma, which means you have trauma over and over again in a variety of forms over a specific amount of time. So literally it's rewiring your brain and you literally forget who you are. So at Rethreaded, what I feel like our main purpose is as a company, a nonprofit, is to help women remember who they are. And because human trafficking is here, it's happening in our neighborhoods. Some of the highest rates are 95 in JTD. And human trafficking it's only about 5% is kidnapping. The other 95% are someone has a vulnerability and someone exploits it to the point where they forget who they are and they end up submitting to the life. So over the years at Rethreaded, I've worked with these women, right, who have just gone through horrific things, and they come to Rethreaded and they get to land at a safe place, they get meaningful work, and then over time, they like overcome and they heal. And it's the most amazing thing that I get to watch and witness on a regular basis. And we have started taking what we've observed and learned from these women and put out into the world. And I'm going to start with myself. A story about myself. I went on a sabbatical about 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. It had been about 11 years of getting Rethreaded off the ground, and they were gifting me with a break. So I got 3 months. I packed up my Honda Fit, I built out the back, so I could camp in it. I had my camping gear, all the clothes I needed, and I was gonna go far east as Maine and far west as Montana. And a normal person might be excited, right? They get 3 months off, they're gonna go travel. And I was sitting in my driveway about to leave, sobbing, because I was so afraid of what I was gonna find when I was still. I was leaving my company that I had built from scratch. I was leaving my friends and family. I was letting other people take over the business. So it was am I still gonna be important? Am I still gonna matter? Who am I if I'm not answering emails, making decisions, have the title of CEO? Who am I gonna be and who am I gonna find? And this is where that quote from. I was about 2.5 months in and I found this quote on a piece of art in Colorado. And it struck something really deep in me. And I was able to remember who I was. I am Kristen Keen, and my purpose is to envision and activate the potential inside people with love. So since that moment, I've gotten to create again. And this is the process that I was speaking of. So we see all these women go through these amazing things, and we see hard things overcome, and how does this happen?